nikitafuta nitakupata, nikikutafuta mimi nitakupata, nikitafuta nitakupata, nikikutafuta mimi nitakupata.
I was searching for a long time for an escape, for a way out. Couldn't help but do it my way, on my own strength, led to failure. And so I put my trust in you, not depend on my understanding. You're the solid rock that I can stand on. You're my strength and fortress, one whom I depend on. I'll seek you. I'll praise you. Praise your name. Praise your name. I'll seek you. I'll seek you. I'll praise you. Praise your name. Praise your name. Literature, kuishiwa mashati yangu mimi mwenyewe nikasahau kuishi kwangu na uhai wangu ni wewe, ninakutumikia wewe, Mungu wangu, mfalme wa falme. You're the solid rock that I can stand on. You're my strength and fortress, one whom I depend on. I'll seek you, seek you, seek you, seek you. I'll praise you, praise you, praise you, praise you. I'll seek you, seek you, seek you, seek you. I'll praise you, praise you, praise you. Your praise, your praise, your praise, your praise. I'll praise your name, your name, your name. Hey. Hey, hey. I'll seek you first. Chasing your blood.
Nikitafuta nitakupata, nikikutafuta mimi nitakupata, nikitafuta nitakupata.
I'll seek you first. Seek you first.
Nikitafuta nitakupata, nikikutafuta mimi nitakupata, nikitafuta nitakupata, nikikutafuta mimi nitakupata.
Okay. Amazing. Daisy Love is in studio and she's looking very glamorous. I mean, you guys. Amazing. I'm already having a good time because that music, that song, everything about it. I mean, look at the creativity. You wouldn't even say it's from, okay, what are we saying about Kenyan women or Kenyan musicians? Kenyans are amazing when they do music, but this one is just special. It is indeed special, and I'm so glad that we get to have this conversation. And remember, I told you guys that our focus will be on mental wellness in the music industry for musicians, basically. And we're just exchanging notes on how some artists, even like Kirk Franklin, have shared their experiences and their testimonies, and you get to see that at some point they were really depressed, and you're like, you're a man of God, you're doing these great things, how come? But today we will get to just understand some of these things. And Daisy here, Daisy Love, I love that second song, the second name, Daisy Love, is going to just help us even to understanding how can those who are in the music industry ensure that their mental health is well taken care of. We're going to be on YouTube, and that means you guys can follow through with the program, and that is by sending us feedback. You can send questions, comments. We would love to hear from you. But without much further ado, let me welcome my guest, Daisy Love. Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yes, karibu sana.
Asante.
It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
And of course, we were here some time back together, but now seeing in this context, it's definitely a blessing.
Thank
So
you.
karibu, and
Asante.
please do tell our viewers who you are and what you do.
Okay.
Mm.
So my name is Daisy Love
Yeah.
Nkirote. My surname, according to the government, is Muturia.
Okay.
Yeah. What else?
Mm.
I am a musician, a singer-songwriter.
Mm.
Apart from that, I'm an environmental scientist, environmental journalist, and so I combine. I combine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Environmental scientist.
Yes.
So that's what you did in campus?
Yes, that's what I did in campus.
Ah, that's interesting. And did you know that the lane you would take would be environmental journalism, or you just found yourself
I
there?
had no idea. Well, I knew that I really wanted to do something in National Geographic.
Yeah.
So I went to learn everything from the science side
Yes.
to the media side, and then I
Yeah.
just brought it all together.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And I
Thank
think
you.
that's how we're able to interact.
Yes.
But now talk about how now music came in and how now it became part of you. And not just music, because how you do your songs is very unique.
Thank you.
Even from that song that we've just had, like it's not the normal verse chorus kind of a thing. It has a vibe. It has nice verses, a tune, a melody. It's just well done. So maybe tell us about your growth, even in terms of music, and how you have improved over the years.
I would like to credit my knowledge of music to my mother.
Wow.
So she noticed when I was really small, before 5, she noticed I used to play, whenever there's a Disney movie that would come on, I would play piano in the air and just dance around. And she's like, oh, okay, this one looks like she likes piano. So she used to teach at Kenyatta University. So as she was teaching, she decided, she had prayed to God. She was like, I need somebody to teach my daughter, and I don't want anybody. So she would walk around the music department for KU, and then she stumbled upon this young man who was playing piano very well. And she joined him and started singing with him. And she's like, Aya, sasa bebe, you will teach my daughter. So let's go right now to town to look for a keyboard. I'm like, okay. And that's how Mr. Samuel Wamukota became my piano teacher, and he journeyed with me.
Yeah.
Then since I was 5, when my finger was so tiny I couldn't reach the end, he used to finish the note for me with his finger. So that's how I came to learn. Yeah, that's how I came to learn the piano.
Yeah.
And that's the instrument I use even in composing. So when I was 9, I would get random words, even from books, and I'd start singing them, and I'd arrange them all together, and my mom would be like, no, that's actually a song you've come up with. Now try with your own words. And that's how it started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Such a beautiful story of how you've grown and how, God just orchestrated it in a way, putting the right people in your life, your mom and all that. It's really good. And so how has the journey been? How would you say the journey has been so far, even getting to this point?
It's been quite the roller coaster. So when I was in class 6, I think I was about 12. Please don't count my age. I wrote a song with my best friend. Her name is Joy. when I was in primary school, and the director in the school that I was in Riara. The director at the time was Dr. Eda Gashukia. She had me perform the song, and she's like, "Young girl, please go to my daughter's studio, then the Sub-Sahara studio, and record your song. I'll pay for it." So that's how Class 6 released a song. And that's now I put my foot into the music industry. It was tough because at 12 years old, you're being hit by adult reality of how the music industry is, how you have to know either at that time, then it was either you knew people, you knew DJs, you had money, and or you had to give something in exchange, your body in exchange. Well, that couldn't happen because of the child. So it was now the money factor. How would my mom's money talk? So it was tough. When I saw it, I was just like, should I really do this thing? So I had my songs in CDs. I had taken it to the Music Copyright Society, rather. I did everything. I put it out there. Then there was no Spotify. There was YouTube, which I did a video for. But then I didn't know what the criteria for how music should look like on TV. So it was just a random video. So I was like, hey, all that money, and you're told it's not up to standard. You're just like, hey, where do you start? So after that, I got really discouraged, and I stopped producing music. Then when I entered high school, was a Precious Blood. It was such a musical school. And I took up music again now as my elective subject. So I was like, okay, why not start again? And I think I wrote 15 songs when I was in high school, some of which I've been releasing slowly. Actually, Human on a Journey was written when I was in high school. I didn't know that I would need this song at this moment, but last year. But I had written it back then when I was in high school, Form 2. God was just, he would put the melody in my head. And know when you're in high school, you don't have a recorder to remember anything. So it's just the Holy Spirit reminding you. So whenever I got to the grand piano, he reminded me everything, the melody, how the chords. So I'll just write it in a book. I have like 6 journals, just thick with songs. Then I was like, I think the world needs these songs. God cannot just give me a song to just stay with it. It's supposed to touch somebody. And I really wanted to do medicine back then. But my grades,
they humbled you.
They humbled me a bit. But, But he said, God was like, you're not going to heal with your physical hands. You're going to heal through the music. So, so the next song I did was a song I had written for my seniors. So when I was in Form 4, when I was in Form 1, they were in Form 4, and I wrote for them a prayer song, just to get them through the KCSE time. And they would sing that song day in, day out before they go for any paper during assembly. And surprisingly, that year, that was the best performance that school had ever witnessed. So even we had TV stations camping at our school just because of that. And until now, those who might not remember me, but if they hear my name, like, wait, you're the one who sang that song. So so that was when I started again. And then I was like, no, standards again. Okay, now I need to sit down and be serious. And research, okay. As much as there's the gift, with what the industry needs. So again, that also took another blow to my self. Like, maybe I'm not good enough. Let me just write songs and maybe give somebody else to sing or something like that. So when was it? That was 2016. So 2017, 18, I had joined, after 2016, I had joined a musical group, Red Force Chorus. So then music sort of started coming back in slowly, but no production. Then in around 2018, COVID, 2020 COVID time, I produced a song with now the producer who had produced my first song. And I knew it was COVID. I was just giving it a shot. Let's try it.
Yeah.
So when I had when I would get feedback from the song and they were like, this song is touching me. People would tell me it's healing them from past traumas, because the song is called Bilawewe.
Wow.
And you can do life without him.
Yeah.
So when I heard that it could heal your heart, like it could heal somebody's trauma, I was like, okay, then there's a reason God put me in this space, and I just need to align myself.
Exactly.
So God orchestrated his thing. He brought me to a workplace where now I was surrounded by musicians. I was now learning, like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, this is what you shouldn't do. Okay, what is your target audience? How do you plan to meet your target audience? You have your own uniqueness, but how can you carve it to get there?
Yeah.
So that's now when I started becoming a bit more serious. And now the whole series of songs that you guys sometimes play and the ones that came to be.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's indeed a big journey. And I think what I'm hearing from your story is the purpose that has been attached to your music, because I feel maybe sometimes artists may just think, I'm just a musician, I just sing melodies and I sing and I entertain people. But from what I'm hearing from you, that your music in itself has a purpose. That is what it does, to the body of Christ, and that you may not have been that doctor with a degree in medicine, but then your songs are able to produce the healing. And I'm very much interested, because today we are talking about the mental wellness in the music industry, even as you have touched on that healing part. So was there a moment when actually the very purpose of your music worked for you in terms of it healing you, even as you wrote down the song or as you sang it? Maybe tell us about that.
Sure. So remember the song I had mentioned, Human on a Journey, that I wrote in high school? So I had completely forgotten about it. Then I was going through a time I was going through burnout. Burnout of serving. I would serve not just in the capacity of a musician, but I would also serve in the capacity of a technical person, with be it on sound or camera. If anyone needed anything, they just be like, ask this. So I had served consecutively at the same time I was in school, I was doing 2 courses at the same time, still serving and still making time for friends and family. So it had reached a point after 3 or so years, I had burnt out completely, then at work. So when I was just going through my journals, for some very weird reason, something had brought me there. Then I remembered, I saw now the song Human on a Journey. I had written the first verse and the chorus, but I never wrote and the second verse, but never written the bridge. So I sat down with it on my keyboard and I was like, okay. And I wrote this song in Form 2. I might have not understood what I was writing it for, but I read the lyrics again. And it's just about somebody's journey of salvation and their journey as a human being going through the motions of life. So the lyrics talk about how you don't want to just be surviving, just an empty vessel just moving around on autopilot. How there's need to actually live. And when things happen, you should having the vulnerability to just let the curtain loose and be like, guys, I think I know you're used to me being this perfect person, being your go-to girl and stuff, but I need to be honest with you. I need a break to find myself, to talk to my God, and breathe just a bit, and then we can continue. So that's why the chorus says, let the curtains down, feel everything around, so that it's okay to feel what you're going through, whether it's unhappiness, whether it's stress that you're going through, whether it's an emotion that you've not processed. It could be hurt and you haven't had the time to process it. It's okay. It doesn't mean you're demon possessed or you have a spiritual problem. Of course, there's a spiritual aspect. If you detach from God, now it's not going to be right. Yeah. So, but if you have God on your side and you've been doing your very best, it's okay to take a step back and just take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And then the next part is know you are in spite of where you are. Know who you are in spite of where you are. And when things get tough and getting up, like in the morning, gets hard, know He makes things beautiful in His time. So the aspect of patience as you wait to rebuild yourself.
Yeah.
But in that waiting period, I have found it very important to surround yourself with a healthy community, a community that respects God, that has a relationship with God, and is mature and knowledgeable. That are like they're accountable, that they can hold you accountable to what you're doing. They'll be like, this one you're just doing just because of this and this has happened. No, look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, so please, no. And also finding a space where you thrive without the stress. It could be maybe in your own house you like cooking, and when you're cooking, you're just at peace. Or maybe you like to travel. When you travel in nature, you feel you're at peace.
Yeah.
Do those according to your budget.
Definitely. So you don't stress yourself again.
No, you don't need more stress. But a space where you feel warm, whether it's with your parents and you're comfortable there, then go there.
Yeah.
But it is important to be in that space, have a community, and also spend time with God. Spend time with God. Because that's where He reveals to you some things. You're like, you just sit down and you ask yourself, now, what was I really thinking when I did this and this? Now that's when you call yourself to a meeting, and you're able to now grow from that.
Yeah. Wow, that's really powerful. And I feel like most people really do need to hear that. And I see it's 8:24, but also I would love to encourage the people who are watching. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, send them our way. We would love to hear from you. And definitely I'm excited. And of course, even as we continue, we're going to be playing some of your songs and, just kind of connecting with your music, connecting with what you do. Because for me, I believe it's so powerful. Just attaching the purpose to it as well. And definitely let me just have a look at what we're going to be having. Okay, I don't know if my bundles have done that thing, but maybe my producer can resend it again. I'm not able to see it. No, but I cannot see. But anyway, she knows I'll just say it as it is. But anyway, thank you, Daisy, for that powerful testimony. I believe it's very much important to share and being just vulnerable, even at that point, to let us know that those moments of burnout and what they meant for you. Because I feel many music artists, gospel artists, ministers are going in cycles basically, and they're trying to do these things because they're like, this is ministry, I have to do it, I have to push myself, I and some of them can feel, if I don't do this, I don't know if God will love me or God will look at me the same if I decide that today, by then I'm not picking any calls like of people who need advice, or I'm not doing this, like I just need to refill. So maybe just talk about briefly the importance of being full before you're able to give out, before we are able to go on a break.
So the importance of being full, if you haven't saturated yourself in the word, and if you haven't gotten to a place where you're able to understand even your emotions, how they act, how they work, whether when you're triggered, sorry about that. Okay. What happens when you're triggered? It might be a bit difficult to to serve, because now when you're in that burnout phase, something small will just trigger you and you're just like, hey, either you're angry, you're stressed. But it's really, from my experience, if you're not filled from within, if you have not taken the time to work on yourself, to understand yourself, it'll be very hard to be a good person to anybody you serve. I remember I used to struggle with impatience. Oh my God.
Oh, you're alone, girl.
Because in fact, even in the studio, then when if you want somebody to kimbiza things, you just tell me, I'll make things move. So after that period of burnout, I was able to understand now, okay, it's okay to be patient. So even when I was coming here, I'm so sorry, Karen, but when I was coming here, a friend of mine had me wait for them for 1 hour.
Oof.
And I had woken up so early in the morning. But from having my time, having feel I was okay, I was just patient. I was just like, madam, you decided to keep me for 1 hour, but it's okay. Let's continue with what has brought me here so that I may go now to the next place. So if you don't take the time to feel yourself, understand yourself, build yourself emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and even physically, because if your health is not good, it will affect everything else.
That's true.
One must sleep. Oh, please sleep. Yes. So it's very important.
Yeah. And indeed, that's a human on a journey.
Yes, it is.
We are on a journey.
Yeah.
We definitely are still on that journey. And I think it would be the perfect time. At least kumeshida sikuwa nimewasha Wi-Fi. Oh, sorry, producer. But I've gotten the message. Yeah, we're going to play Human on a Journey. That's the song that I want us to go on break with, so that even we can now get the perspective even of what you're sharing. And I pray that this song heals somebody this morning as well. So let's have a look at it. We'll be back.
Final call, living out the role of perfection, not by deeds but through grace, my salvation. Had to learn some things before my wins. Sometimes I'm down, knowing beneath my wings I'm a human on a journey. Let the curtains down, fill everything around, and know you are in spite of where you are. And when it gets dark, getting up seems hard. No, he makes things beautiful in his time. Don't dim the light in your eyes. This am no one, but you say you are mine. In spite of the times I've let you down, you always have me in mind. A kind of waiting for a hopeful sign in the corner. A white flag is in the air. Your grace and mercies meet me there. Let the curtains down, fill everything around, and know you are in spite of where you are. And when it gets dark, getting up seems hard. No, He makes things beautiful in His time. Don't dim the light in your life. The hardest thing but faith is to keep your hope alive. Time seems to running out, holding on, trying to survive. Sometimes it may take longer for things to fall in place. You renewed and made stronger by His love and amazing grace. Let the curtains that fill everything around know that you are in spite of where you are. And when it gets dark, getting up seems hard. No, He makes things beautiful in His time. Don't dim the light in your eyes. Final call.
Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful song. Very, very beautiful song. I mean, it's just everything. You know, you listen in, the voice in itself has that healing, as I was telling you. The words are powerful, the video, because whatever is going on in that video is real. It's something that people are going through. They've gone through rejection. They've wanted to commit suicide. They've wanted to end their lives because of just how difficult things are. So Human on a Journey is indeed a blessing to the body of Christ and to just everyone, basically. But now let's get down to the reality of mental wellness in the music industry and basically for gospel artists and people just who are in the entertainment in general. Maybe talk about what leads to some of these things happening, what leads, you know, artists to these places of depression and stuff like that, and what can they do in order to, you know, ensure that they're taking care of themselves.
Well, especially as a gospel artist, there is times 10 pressure of an artist because your life is just being held like this as a snow globe and everyone is watching. Any small thing of imperfection, you're tossed away. So I know there's a lot of pressure. There's pressure to be the smiling person, do your ministry, do your job, appreciate God. If you're being given something, good. If not, you're doing it for the Lord's work, and then go home. So I know especially there's a lot of pressure on one's personal life. Not apart from the music, in terms of delivery, there's the personal aspect. So now you'd be like, the gospel artist is not able to live their lives, that sort of, and I'm not saying just live your life carelessly. I'm talking about they're not able to learn just like the way a normal person would live their life, learn from their mistakes and move on. Now the mistakes that they make, all their mistakes are public. So it's just another level of pressure. The public image is really where the public can be unforgiving sometimes. So apart from that, there's the pressure now in terms of the in terms of now what music you're delivering.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's a genre you choose, who you choose to sing with, where you sing,
how you look
while you sing.
Yeah.
You can't just go with jeans and a t-shirt in some places. If you're found to be in a band with somebody who sings somewhere else, they're just like, there's something unholy about you. And I'll be like, okay. Because now, for those who are doing gospel music as their a sole means of income, it's difficult because now they are trying to earn their daily bread. They need to pay rent, they need to pay bills. It's really hard because there are not many platforms for gospel music that give a substantial amount of money. And because I know churches, it's about what is given. It's not necessarily a business supporting it. But we find out that these other secular places, and some of them are invited, but now it depends on now what you do with that platform. I've been to places where I've played piano in hotels, restaurants, but what do I play? I play gospel music. Of course, some people who are there will be like, hey, what am I hearing? But it's how you present it. Now, because I have a classical touch on piano, they won't really know what it is. So you just sneak it under there. But there's something I was discussing with a couple of friends of mine where what they call it tithing your gift. So actually Trish who said that. Trish the saxophonist. Hi. So she was talking about tithing your gift. So if you're invited to these secular spaces and you have been forcefully given songs, Mimi nataka this song, I don't hear anything. You just tell them, thank you, I have heard you. But from this time to this time, me, I'm playing God's music. And I will play your requests after. And it's just because you're the one paying. But the importance of tithing your gift, whichever space you are in, if your audience might not connect with you, it's fine, but you've tithed that gift, that percentage, those hours, that time, be it half the session. Then now half the session you can play instrumentals of now what they like. Of course, personally may limit it to nothing obscene, nothing weird. If it's a song that has a lesson, I would do that. Yeah, so there's that pressure of what platform you sing or perform in. But it is funny thing through such platforms that I have found myself in now gospel platforms. So if you just ask God to lead you, because God cannot be so mean to give you an opportunity and then make you not want to do it. He's testing you. He's like, when you're given this, will you still serve me? Just like the way when the kings are ruling, when they're being given that whole mantle, are they going to serve God? Because leadership can also be a secular space. How are you going to do it? Exactly.
Right. That's really powerful. And even now bringing the aspect of not conforming to the standards of the world, but basically being like set apart, that there's a disparity at the end of it all. That's really powerful. But I also love that aspect of pressure because that's real. And funny enough, just this morning we were looking at a music by Bella Combo, and of course that lady dresses. You know, I was just asking Pose, sasa akivaa hivi kwa wedding atavaje? I'm like, that's a reception outfit that would look really good in a wedding because it's glam. So sometimes, you know, there's that pressure even of how do I present myself? How do I look? You know, what will people say? And we have the aspect of people pleasing. Maybe even before you conclude the show, maybe talk about that aspect of people pleasing when it comes to the music industry and why people, you know, should not so much focus on people pleasing, but on pleasing God. And even with that, how to handle when the the views are not viewing.
Oh,
that also.
The views will not view at some point.
Yes.
Not everything that you release. Oh, I have a song that has 1.7 views.
Yeah.
Then there's a song that has 7.8 and 15, and you're just like, huh? So why? That the one for 1 point, you put all the effort, all the money, then the other one you just did reja. Ndio
in a blog.
Exactly. So I would say have boundaries.
Yeah.
When you have your boundaries and you have your purpose for be it the song or be it the performance, you know what you've come to do, who you're targeting. That's fine. But now when your audience asks for this and that, you first ask yourself, can I do it? Is it within first my goals? And am I comfortable? If I'm not, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. You won't be everyone's cup of tea.
True.
I know some of my songs are not anyone's cup of tea. People are like, I'm one of gengeton. But yeah, so if you know your purpose and you know your boundaries, you know the goals that you've set for yourself.
Yes.
It will be easier.
That's really good, because I think people pleasing is a big thing, and that can lead people now to having mental health issues.
Now that's when the pressure starts to succumb. Exactly. You start to succumb to the pressure. Exactly, because you're like, I don't know how to do this. I mean, my other song it didn't go through, so I'm not going to work on it. I quit. And then you've lost, your gift is attached to you. So a part of you dies inside.
Literally, yeah.
When you switch off a gift, I'm trying not to use Kiswahili because of English speakers. When you switch off a gift, something literally dies in you.
Yes.
And I've seen it even in other musicians who just closed the thing, and they're like, no more. It dies, because when you're doing your gift, you feel like you're living out a part of your purpose that God has set for your life.
Wow, that's really good. And I remember us bringing a guest. I think it was Kathy Praise, wonderful lady. And she was saying that not every song is for the crowds. Sometimes you can release a song, it has 5 views, but trust me, you have changed the lives of those 5 people. And it's not about it hitting the YouTube mark of trending video of the week for it to actually be called a good song or a song that you have done in purpose. So I feel like you mentioning that is very much important, not getting discouraged, because again, that almost returns us to our motives. What's your motive? Are you releasing a song so that it can hit and praise comes to you? Or do you want to give glory to God, even if it's just one person that you've been able to bless?
It's so true.
So I think it's powerful, us even just mentioning that. And I see time is definitely going fast. Whoever is doing this to us, Mungu anakuona. Okay, it's probably God moving time. Yes, but I think I would love to give you an opportunity to just tell people one last thing that you would love to say with regards to the mental wellness space from your experience, what you have learned. And in this juncture, I would love for you to encourage a musician, an artist right now, because Kwa Ground Vitu ni real, and they are definitely different. You find that outside there, someone looks good, they look great, people are praising them, but when they go back to their closet, they're lonely, they're depressed. So maybe you can encourage a music artist or a gospel minister, basically, who's watching us this morning and they're in that season. From your experience, what would you tell them?
I would tell them one thing: guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your gift. Because your heart and your mind feed your gift.
That's good.
And you need to protect your gift lest somebody steals that nyota, that light away from you. And also friends of gospel musicians or artists, or even musicians in general, or people in the public spaces. Check on your friends, call them. Sometimes being in the public space or being up there, it gets lonely, because now not everybody is for you. Some people are just like, hi, waiting for you to fall. So if you're that genuine friend, give them a call and ask them, how are you doing? Genuinely, how are you doing? What are you going through? Can we go out sometime? Like just have a bonding time, because also time is fleeting. Life is very short. It can just end
That's true.
in a snap of a finger. So if you've been feeling that you need to check on your friend, call now. At 8 a.m. Is it 8:30, 8:50?
8:46.
Even though they are not awake, or if they are at work or in transit, call them. Check on them. Yeah.
Wow, that's really good, because sometimes you just never know what somebody's going.
You don't know.
Yeah. Wow. That's good. You said guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your gift, and you've also said something so profound, that the way you guard your heart and guard your mind fuels your gift, basically. Have I got it right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a good student.
Yes.
Definitely. Oh, Daisy, this has been so good. And before we conclude, I would love for you to talk about the song My Desire. That's the song we'll be closing off the show with. But just give us a brief story of how it came to be.
So I Desire was
I Desire.
It's I Desire.
Yeah.
But it's still a desire. So it was a song written that I wrote, basically a prayer to God, telling him that Lord, my heart's desire is to worship you, to praise you, and to live for you. Yeah. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. And from that prayer came the song, because as you listen to my other songs from before, basically, we can't live this life without God. There'll be a gaping hole in your heart, and you'll be trying to fill it with things that are not good for you.
Yeah.
So I want to live my life according to you, and I want to do it praising you, because we were created to praise. And he can make the stones praise you. If you don't feel like, he'll make the stones praise him. So that was where the prayer came from.
That's powerful. And I think once we take care of that, everything else flows. We worship the Lord, we praise him, and everything else flows from there. And maybe now let people know how they can be of great support to you.
Oh, sure.
YouTube, how they can find your music, social media, how they can connect with you.
Sure. So you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook.
Yeah.
Twitter as Daisy Love Nkirote. If you'd like to get my music, you can search on Google, just Daisy Love Nkirote, and it will bring you all the songs that I've ever done.
Beautiful. Amazing. And just for me, I would love to appreciate the people who are tuned in. And naona Ida Okumu here saying apewe sinia, wewe huwa mtu muwai sana. Even adding mrembo wetu ametaka blog. I'm happy for you, girl. Keep soaring high.
Thank you, Aida.
Amazing. Thank you for all the comments that you guys have sent in. Asanteni sana, watching from different platforms. And thank you, Daisy Love, for being such a gift to the family of believers, being such a gift to the world, because your music connects with so many people. And we did say international, because I believe that is the standard. This is what it's to the world. Absolutely. Because your style of music, I mean, I know you've probably heard this before, but that is the absolute truth. There's a way you do your music. It's so unique. It has that healing aspect, and at the same time, it's not something that you're used to listening to. It gives you a freshness. You feel that, she put in some work on this one. You can feel that, and I believe that the Lord is taking you places. So keep serving, and I believe that God will continue to lift you up.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right, and to our viewers, asanteni sana. God bless you for tuning in, for being part of this show. I have really enjoyed. I can't believe the week is over. I said earlier on, wiki tumekimbia for some reason. I'm like, what? Beyond the Melody already Friday? But it is well. Let the year keep moving, even as we approach the festivities. Come December, we just have 1 week, few days to go. So we are cruising on well. So thank you for being part of the show today. May the Lord bless you so very much. Take care of yourself. Today is a Friday, so tomorrow plan to just sleep, just relax. Forget about so many other things. If you're feeling burnt out, maybe that's a cue that God is trying to say, hey, take care of your body. You need to rest. Even Prophet Elijah, after doing whatever he did, he was like, I'm depressed. I want to die. This guy just needed to sleep. He just needed to eat and sleep. And he was up, and God said, the journey ahead of you is great. The journey ahead of you is great, but you have to take time to relax. Even Jesus rested. Who are you not to rest? So please do take moments of resting, take moments of sleeping, and just allowing your body to rejuvenate, so that you can be of great use even to the body of believers. And of course, remember, the truth of the matter is you cannot pour from an empty cup, as Daisy has also rightly told us that, you have to be full in order to be able to give. So I'll see you guys next Monday, and I pray that the Lord continues to do good to you. May He continue to increase you, and I pray that you'll receive the healing that you need in this season. Bye-bye. See you guys next week.
You said, come to me, all who thirst, I'll give you water. You said, those who seek, no doubt they will find. So I come as simply as I am, broken and weak, but you say that's just fine. And I lift my hands and fall at your feet as I say, Lord, my heart's desire is to draw close to you, and I live the things of this world at your feet, and I give my life to you as a living sacrifice. Let me be a vessel, Lord, I desire some bread of life. Come and satisfy my heart. The giver of rest, come and take my load. Giver of rest, come and take away my load. And I lift my hands and fall at your feet as I say, Lord, my heart desire is to draw close to you, and I live this things of this world at your feet, and I give my life to you. It's a living sacrifice. Let me be a vessel, Lord. I desire. Come and fill me more and more. Come and fill me more and more. Come and fill me more and more.
Okay. That will be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Checking
So,
the microphones. So,
no
so
problem.
I'll bring it in when we are talking about how do we get involved?
Yes.
How can churches get involved into this?
Yes.
And then so you talk about Fires for Scotland,
Scotland,
what
yes.
it is, how it started,
Yes.
what is it, what does it want to achieve, and
Yeah.
what are the plans?
Okay.
Yes.
Are we able to give people contacts of how to access that?
Yes.
So please,
Yes.
when you can share the contracts, they can be put on the screen.
Okay. You're able to also mention, you just mention
The contacts.
contacts.
Yes, I have them here.
Okay.
And
So,
what people can do, and the link, and all that.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Greetings. Welcome to the leadership courtesy of the Evangelical Alliance of Kenya in partnership with Catalid. Today is one of those days that we talk about missions. And to make it even more interesting, we don't just talk about missions, but we are talking about reverse missions. And to help us just break down this topic, we have a guest with us here in studio. Karibu sana.
Thank you, sir.
I'll just request you to maybe just start by introducing yourself.
Yes.
Tell us who you are, where you come from.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Kevin. It's such a joy to be in this program. My name is Professor Lucas Jenga. I'm a bishop based in Glasgow, Scotland. And I've been leading reverse missions for the last 33 years.
Yes, karibu sana.
Thank
Welcome
you,
to Kenya, based in Scotland. Karibu
yes.
Kenya.
Asante.
So maybe just go right into this topic and ask, what is reverse missions?
Reverse mission, basically the word reverse is like going back. We're not going back against missions, but we're going back to the source of our Christian missions. Personally, I'm based in Glasgow, Scotland, as I've said, and when we look at this country, you cannot ignore Scotland. It's dotted by activities of the Scottish missionaries. If you want to think of the top university of this country, the top universities, Nairobi University and Kenyatta University, have their seed in the Scottish missionaries. If you go to Alliance High School, the Kikuyu Hospital, Kikuyu University, Tumutum Hospital, there's so much. But even in terms of our coffee that we drink and enjoy a lot of returns from, it was the Scottish missionaries who brought that. Many people are aware that our first president did his first carpentry course with the Scottish missionaries. So you could look at that as the initial aspect of mission. So they left their country, left their families and everything, and came to Kenya and started the gospel. Reverse mission is going back to them now and saying, we really appreciate the message you brought to us. It has had an impact in our lives. It has transformed us. It has given us great opportunities to be who we are today, and we want to give back. And the purpose for reverse mission is going to places where the gospel at one time had a huge impact in the society, in the lifestyle, in policy making, in health and education, and today it's no longer prevalent. So that's what we say, or rather that's what demonstrates reverse missions.
Wow.
Yes.
And so how even with the concept of reverse missions, how is it very significant, especially for the churches here in Kenya and Africa?
Okay, today, recently I was in a place, I was preaching in a place called Kasarani. And as I drove into Kasarani from Thika Road, every 2 seconds I saw a sign of a church. And in one place, there was a congestion of signs of churches, and with all interesting and amazing names. And what I felt is that we are having a ministry overload in our communities, which is okay. I have no problem with multiple churches. But my cry to Kenya is that we are children, we are vibrant, we're getting babies every day, and we're getting twins, triplets, and quadruplets in terms of mission. But there is our grandmother, or our great-grandmother, great-grandfather, who no longer has the capacity to give birth to new babies and to new children. But more than that, they are aging and ailing. And they need these grandchildren to come and give them company. So what we say, and what I'm saying to Kenyans, is that we need to ask ourselves, what can we give back to those who preciously brought this gospel to us and made a huge impact in our nation? So in reverse mission, we are saying to churches, when you're thinking about planting, so I'll just give an example of Denomination X. I'll not mention the name. So Denomination X is planting churches in Kenya in the thousands. Why can't you, for every 2 or 3 churches, say every 3 churches will plant 1 church in Scotland, every 10 churches will plant 2 churches in Europe, so that it becomes an intentional mission and an intentional strategy of the church to go back to the places where we originate. It's just like sending your children back to shags to go and spend times with their grandparents and just bring the joy of being with them. Yes.
Yes, yes. And when you talk about reverse missions, there is about people talking about the global south, global north.
Yes.
What is all this, and how has it shifted even how missions are being done?
Okay, maybe that's a very good question because it speaks about me. You cannot speak about global north and global south without touching about my life. Because growing up as a little child, I became a Christian when I was only 9 years old. But my interest in faith started when I was 5. Yesterday I was speaking to my uncle, and he was very impressed with my memory because the first service that I can remember, my uncle was in that service. And it was in the Lynette Barracks, where Cardinal Maurice Utunga, who was then the primate of the Catholic Church, came to Lynette, where I had started nursery school. And I have very good memories. After that event, my father took me to the upcountry and engaged with another uncle who was a catechist in the Catholic Church. And he taught me the basics of the Bible, the Catholic Catechism. And I got so impressed, and I just got so interested. So whenever there were Christian activities, whether the activities were for adults or for young people, it didn't matter, I was there. And in 1977, a great preacher from the United States called T.L. Osborne, many people would know of T.L. Osborne, came to Nakuru. And my elder cousin, now the daughter of my uncle who was taking me to the Catholic Church, took me to this big event. And without knowing what I was doing, I lifted my hand to give my life to Jesus.
Wow.
And that transformed my life. But one thing I'll always remember, and those who remember that event, it's many years, 77, it's not a short time. But one thing T.L. Osborne said when he was speaking, that if you can trust God for salvation, which is a real transformation, then you can trust God for anything. You can trust God for healing. You can trust God. And his emphasis that time was on healing. And he put his case so clearly, such that I saw people instantly being healed. I'll never forget seeing people stretch their arms, which were kind of withered, their legs, people walking up and all that. And that impact is what has driven me. Now, that time, the global north was investing heavily in the global south. There are good things and bad things that came with that, and I'm not going to dwell on the bad things, but the bad things includes the mentality of receiving, which became so much inculcated in our lives.